Today I'll be comparing two films, The Virgin Suicide and Mustang. Both of these films are coming of age films which focuses on a young person's transition from being a child to being an adult, and often the struggle they go through. The topic is to what extent do coming of age films differ in their representation of adolescence according to cultural context. I'll start with The Virgin Suicide. The Virgin Suicide is about five sisters who had strict parents and were isolated from the outside world, and the struggle they went through with their mysterious lives. In this movie, you see a family life go down the drain. Mustang is about five young sisters who grew up in a very conservative society. In the film is set in Turkey. This often shows like the highlight of the struggles they went through and how it was hard for them living in a very traditional home. Shows a bit of Turkish culture and how girls are looked at, especially for young women. Just a little bit of a highlight for like the movie. There are many differences between the two films. One big difference is that in Mustang, the uncle often abused the girls. Yeah, and he often abused the girls, but in The Virgin Suicide, the parents were always loving and kind hearted. There's a picture for an example. Another difference is that in order for the grandma to protect the girls, she married them off in order for her to protect them. But in the Virgin Suicide, that didn't happen. In the Virgin Suicide, the mom often tried to protect them by keeping them in the house all the time because she felt as that was the way for her to protect them. Another difference that I noticed was that in Mustang, most of the shots were filmed outside and on like a hill. For example, in this shot, you see Lily walking down towards the hillway, but in the Virgin Suicide, the only lots of shots used outside, it was mainly indoors type of shot and medium shot. That's one difference I noticed about both films. Moving on to the similarities between the two films, one thing I noticed was that the girls were very alike on how they acted outside. In Mustang, they had to dress a certain way when they go outside and act a certain way. And in the Virgin Suicide as well. As you can see in this scene, they had to dress a certain way to go somewhere. That's one thing I noticed. They like had both girls in both films had to dress a certain way when they're legally going somewhere. Another thing that is similar in both films is that whenever the girls were inside the house, they could act a certain way and dress a certain way. For example, in this scene, the girls like being in the house and they felt free and could do anything they wanted to do. Just as the same for this virgin suicides, the girls dressed a certain way in their house and could act a certain way. It created like that closer bound between both of them, like all the characters and sisters.